When governments lose control and the money in your pocket stops working, one system always keeps beating just beneath the surface: the black market. It's the invisible economy of survival, moving food, fuel, and gold through the shadows when official systems have utterly collapsed. From the battlefields of wartime Europe to the hyperinflation of today, history reveals one simple, powerful truth. When paper money fails, people don't stop trading. They just stop obeying the rules. In stable times, the money we use is based on trust. You trust that your savings will still have value tomorrow. You believe the numbers on a screen represent something real. But when inflation explodes or a government collapses, that belief can die overnight. Suddenly, paper becomes just paper, and the fundamental human instinct to trade and survive moves underground. The black market isn't born from greed. It's born from necessity. It's the economy that begins when the official one ends. Take World War II, for example. The black market stretched across the globe like a shadow network. In Nazi-occupied France, official rations could barely feed a family for a few days. So, people traded in secret: a dozen eggs for a gold coin, a silk stocking for a pack of cigarettes, a bar of chocolate for a real meal. In Italy, a carton of American cigarettes was worth more than a stack of lyre. From Warsaw to Athens, survival depended on barter, trust, and taking immense risks. Even in the unimaginable horror of concentration camps, trade never stopped. A piece of bread for a smuggled dose of medicine, a cigarette for a moment of hope. When the official systems completely broke down, the underground economy was the only one that still worked. In these shadow markets, trust replaced the law. There were no contracts, no courts, only your reputation. A deal was sealed with a handshake, and your word was your bond. And that's precisely why gold became the ultimate currency of this underground world. Gold doesn't depend on governments or banks. It can't be printed into oblivion, censored, or erased with a keystroke. It is value made physical, portable, durable, and universally understood. When Germany's currency collapsed in 1923, a gram of gold bought you bread and safety. When the Soviet Union fell apart, gold jewelry paid for imported goods and, for some, a ticket to escape. When Venezuela's bolivar became worthless, people were literally trading flakes of gold dust for bags of rice. Gold survives because it doesn't rely on promises. It is the promise. This is exactly why every struggling regime throughout history has tried to control it. To ban private gold ownership is to trap citizens within a failing paper system. To own gold, on the other hand, is to hold a small piece of personal freedom. During World War II, the Nazis systematically seized gold from citizens and occupied nations. The Allies, too, restricted its trade to control their economies. In Stalin's Soviet Union, owning gold was a serious crime, yet old imperial coins were still passed from hand to hand, hidden in floorboards and buried in gardens. A government can freeze your bank account with a single command, but they can't freeze a coin you've buried in the ground. And that's why, in every black market, gold is both a symbol of wealth and an act of resistance. After the war, these markets didn't just disappear, they adapted. In post-war Japan, with the yen collapsing and food incredibly scarce, a massive underground economy sprung up, trading rice, cigarettes, and silk. In the Soviet Union, a complex system known as Blatt-Ernst, a network of favors and informal connections, was what kept society functioning when store shelves were empty. By the 1980s, economists estimated this hidden network made up nearly a third of the entire Soviet economy. Even in the modern West, black markets thrive whenever laws or crises distort reality. The Prohibition era in America didn't stop people from drinking. It just turned alcohol into a billion-dollar underground business that built the foundations of organized crime. During the oil shocks of the 1970s, fuel smuggling rings flourished. In Argentina's recurring currency collapses, illegal blue dollar exchanges became the real financial system that everyone, from taxi drivers to CEOs, actually trusted. Economists like to call it the informal sector. But for millions of people around the world, it's simply the real economy, the one that works when everything else has failed. These hidden markets aren't just about survival, they are often laboratories of pure innovation. The very first modern foreign exchange networks grew out of illegal currency trading in post-war Europe. Early forms of digital currency appeared on online black markets long before Bitcoin ever went mainstream. And in today's conflict zones, from Syria to Ukraine, civilians are moving money through gold or crypto when the banking systems are frozen or destroyed. When official systems break, underground ones evolve, and they evolve fast. But this hidden world carries a heavy moral paradox. The same secret channels that can feed a starving family can also fuel corruption, crime, and exploitation. In wartime Europe, some brave individuals traded food to save lives, while others shamelessly exploited the misery of their neighbors for profit. Today, the global shadow economy is estimated to be nearly 20% of world GDP. That is tens of trillions of dollars, completely untaxed and unrecorded. It is both a symptom of systemic failure and a powerful tool of survival, a dark, distorted reflection of the official world. When the Soviet Union finally collapsed, people didn't wait for new government policies to be written. They immediately started trading whatever they had. A pair of jeans, a bottle of vodka, a gold coin. Doctors accepted chickens as payment for their services. When Argentina's economy crashed in 2001, pawn shops effectively became the new banks, and gold jewelry replaced credit cards. In Venezuela's recent collapse, everyday items like soap, fuel, and small gold coins crossed borders, becoming the new currencies of survival. Each time, the pattern repeats itself. When the state fails, the people rebuild the market from the ground up. Now, this isn't a new phenomenon. Even ancient empires faced this same fundamental truth. When Rome started diluting its silver coins with cheaper metals, merchants simply refused to accept them and started trading in gold by weight instead. In medieval Europe, Jewish and Muslim traders, often banned from official commerce, kept credit and trade flowing across kingdoms. During Napoleon's rule, smugglers risked their lives to carry salt and silk through treacherous mountain passes, defying his imperial control. The black market is not a modern invention. It's humanity's oldest safety net, and it reveals something profound about the nature of value itself. Money only works as long as we all agree to believe in it. When that collective belief dies, people inevitably turn back to what feels real, what is tangible. Gold, food, fuel, medicine. Every crisis in history drives the same migration, from paper to metal, from digital to physical, from illusion to reality. People don't stop trading. They simply move to systems that still function. That's why in every collapse, the black market becomes the real economy. It's not an enemy of order. It's the final, most basic form of adaptation. Today, new forms of shadow trade are rising once again. Cryptocurrencies have become the engine of the modern black market, borderless, decentralized, and resistant to censorship. In nations suffering from crippling inflation or international sanctions, Bitcoin and stablecoins are acting as lifelines for ordinary people. They are, in a sense, a form of digital gold, another expression of humanity's timeless refusal to be trapped by broken systems. The tools may change, but the instinct remains the same. Preserve value, protect your freedom, and survive the chaos. The black market also exposes the lies that official numbers often hide. A government can declare that inflation is under control, but the price on the street tells the real story. A central bank can fix an official exchange rate, but the underground traders reveal the true value of a currency. When you see ordinary people hoarding gold, it's not an act of greed. It's a vote of no confidence in the system. In that sense, the black market is the economy's conscience. It might be dark, it might be messy, but it's brutally honest. Every empire, every crisis, every collapse tells the same story. When official systems crumble, the hidden economy rises, not out of rebellion, but out of sheer necessity. And at the heart of it all, gold endures as the purest, most timeless form of trust. Gold doesn't ask for your belief. It doesn't crash when a government falls or vanish when a bank goes under. It just exists. And when everything else has failed, that is more than enough. The story of black markets and gold is ultimately the story of human resilience. It shows us that trade never dies. It just moves underground. It proves that trust can vanish overnight, but real value never disappears. When money lies, gold tells the truth. And in the darkest corners of every crisis, that truth still shines. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey into the hidden economy fascinating, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into how our world really works. See you next time.